Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be covering the Google ad campaign types, how to use them. We're going to be covering them in detail. You're going to be learning about how to use them in your business and get the best results with your Google ads to drive more leads and sales to your business. So make sure you hang around to the end and catch all the tips and tricks. So in terms of Google ads and campaign types, it covers a lot of ground. It covers Google search, it covers YouTube and display, Google shopping, and even websites. Okay, so there's a lot of places that your ads are actually going to show. So we're going to be covering which campaigns show where, how you can use them and get the best results.
Okay, so the first one to talk about now is Google search ads. They're actually my personal favorite. I love Google search ads, and they're really great for any business that wants to get in front of someone at the right time, at the right moment, when they want that particular product or service, okay? So just say, for example, I need a lawyer, okay? I live in Sydney, I need a lawyer. I go to Google and I type in lawyer Sydney, okay? So as you can see here, I have a number of ads that are popped up here and then map. Now, the great thing about Google search ads is it allows you to get to the top of the first page of Google, right? So in the top few spots, the first page of Google. And if you do it right, you can do it within 24 hours, right? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, what about SEO? Now, SEO is great, okay? But as you can see here, right? I typed in lawyer Sydney. The first two results I see are ads to the very tippy top. And then you have the map. You have Google Map. And then down here, you have also other suggested searches. And then you have SEO, right? And if there were some YouTube videos, like sometimes right here, right? There are YouTube videos could be in here as well.
So by SEO, you mean like organic?
Yeah.
So like what Google suggests that you see. So basically, Google search has become very much a paid-to-play place. And if you want to be at the top of Google, these days, you pretty much have to pay to be there. And that's what the Google search are all about and the Google search campaigns.
That's right.
Okay, so the next Google ad campaign that we want to talk about is actually a display campaign. Now, these are banner ads that you may see on websites when you're Googling around online. Maybe you'll find that you've gone to get something on eBay or Gumtree, or you've gone to buy a cruise or a holiday, and you find that ad follows you all around the internet. That is banner ads. So let's have a look at what they are and how that comes about. So we can see here, in terms of banner ads, we've got some of the ones that we actually use here. But what we thought we'd do is we'd actually share with you the most effective sizes as far as Google's concerned. Now the first one is the 728 by 90 leaderboard. Then we have the 300 by 600 half page, the medium rectangle, and the large rectangle. Now, when you do this, you do want to have call to action buttons in there, and you want to make the text instantly readable and use animation if possible. Now, you'll see some of these ads actually have like famous foods to not eat to lose belly fat, and there'll be a banana moving or something, and that would be like an animated banner ad. Keep it clean and simple. So basically, these are the sizes here that you can see. So we have the different sizes and what they are and how they go about. And you can see that the leaderboard, that's the big long one that you'll see that goes across the top of the page or lengthways down the bottom. Then of course, these are some of our ads. So this would either be like a medium rectangle or large rectangle. That there would be like a half page length. And then you'll see down the bottom there, that's the leaderboard, the big long one. They're gonna be varying upon those three sizes. So either vertically up and down, a big square one, or lengthway across the bottom is kind of how they all come about. So you would have seen those ads around. They're called display ads. They're really great. We use them a lot for remarketing. Anyone who's been to your website knows, likes, and trusts you. Those things convert like crazy. With display ads, we actually get probably the highest return on ad spend when used with warm audiences. So this, if you're not doing anything else, guys, these for remarketing is probably one of the best strategies you can do inside the Google Ads platform.
The next type of campaign is called a shopping campaign. Now, shopping campaign is used heavily by retailers who are selling physical products, so like e-commerce type things. And basically, it's very similar to search ads, except you're not so much putting up like a text-based ad, rather that you're putting up an image of what your product is, what it's called, how much it is, what are some reviews on it. And what we'll do quickly is I'll show you a really good example here, right? So right here, all I've done is I come into here into Google and I've typed in protein supplements, all right? Now, sometimes what you'll find is these ads right here will show up at the very top, okay? Or they'll show up here on the side. These are your shopping display ads. All right, so when someone types in whatever your product is, or maybe a product review, so it could be like a protein supplements review, or just protein supplements, or anything like that, right? Same similar type of process with keywords, with search ads it is for shopping ads. But as I said, you're gonna show up right here on the side or up here on the top above these search ads, okay? And these are called shopping ads, and they're really, really heavily used by internet retailers and e-commerce people.
So if you want to get your business, basically your product on the front page of Google in an image format, this is the type of ad you would use. Okay, so the next Google Ads campaign is actually video. And what can we do with video? Well, basically video is all over. You can put your ads in front of YouTube. You can also put them on websites. Maybe you've been to a website and all of a sudden music starts playing or people start talking like, what is that? That's probably a Google ad playing on your website. But in most cases, people use video ads on the video ad platform of YouTube ads. So let's have a look at the three main type of YouTube ads. If you've used YouTube before, you will know that you would have seen an ad at some point, unless you have like a YouTube Red or Premium or whatever, you are seeing ads on YouTube. So let's have a look. So basically there's a lot of different video ad types that you can have a look at. We have done different videos on all the different types of ad types, video ad types. Click on that and have a look. But here's really the first types of ads that you'll see. The first one will be skippable. So these are ads that'll say you've got 5 seconds to skip, starts counting down, and then you skip. The next one is some form of non-skippable ad used by big brands and things like that. And you're literally stuck there for 15 seconds having to watch these type of ads. So you can see here, this is a good example. You can skip the ad that counts down for 5 seconds. This would be the in-stream skippable ads. And then of course, we have the video will play after ad. Now there are some other ones that you can do, discovery type ads and a whole bunch of other things you can do with video. Again, check out the video above. But this is the type of campaigns that you would run. Now this is a big opportunity for most businesses because I think less than 8%, I think it's 8 to 9%, somewhere in there, of businesses actually use video ads in YouTube. And YouTube is actually the largest social media platform on the planet. It's bigger than Facebook. So this is really like the golden age to get out there and get your YouTube ads working. We get a really good return on ad spend on all our YouTube ads. It's probably my favorite platform to advertise on, to be perfectly honest. So that pretty much wraps up YouTube ads. Let's get into video ads. Let's get into the next campaign type.
So the next campaign type we're talking about is called smart campaigns.
They're not that smart.
No, they're not that smart. So we honestly, we do not recommend using smart campaigns at all. We've used them once, a few times, ages ago when they first came out to see how they're going, but it just didn't work out very well. Now, smart campaigns are great, particularly for newbies, because Google just does everything for you. Basically, all you do is you stick in your website, you give Google some keywords and some ideas and whatnot, and it just takes everything off your hands and does everything for you. However, the problem is that it uses a lot of AI learning and takes a long time and you waste a lot of money. And we've honestly never had any success with smart campaigns. So a good way to think about smart campaigns is basically imagine you want to build a house, but you don't give the builder any blueprints or any idea of what you want. And you just give all the materials and you say, here, have fun, make me a house. Well, you have no idea what you're gonna end up with. And that's exactly how these smart campaigns basically run. So what I'll do here is I'll quickly show you how this is all kind of set up. So basically come back to your Google Ads account and you choose what your goal is. And then down here, you click on your smart campaign, all right? And it just shows your ad all over the place. So it shows it on Google Maps, on Google Partners, on YouTube, wherever it may be, it'll show your ad. Right? So I want actions on my website. So basically what you want to do is if you want to create a smart campaign, you just click on smart campaign down here, you fill out all your bits and pieces, and then you hit go. And that's as simple as it is. And that's what Google made it. It's just make it really simple for people to use. But again, we do not recommend using smart campaigns.
The next campaign that we can actually run is called the discovery ads. And this is to help you get, obviously, more discovered and help your ads and your content to go far and wide. So let's have a look at what this looks like. So if we come into the back of Google Ads, you can see here that this is the campaign type you would pick. And it basically helps you to create visually rich, personalized ads that drive engagement with your brand across YouTube, Gmail, and Discovery Network. So that's obviously the thousands and millions of websites that cover 90% of all internet users. So basically it helps you get more discovery, right? So if we come over here and we have a look inside of our campaigns, what would be a good use case that we could show you? Well, basically this YouTube video and most of the YouTube videos that we create, what we actually do is we run discovery ads to show up more inside the YouTube platform when people are searching for things, so our YouTube videos get more reach, okay? So to do that, here's some campaigns that we've created earlier, and I'll get Marcus to run us through what they are.
Okay, so as you can see, we have a couple of videos here that we're just trying to give a little bit of a boost to. So the first one is how to place ads in YouTube videos and how to create Google Ads accounts. Okay, so we created these 2 videos, and what we're trying to do is just give them a bit of boost. So we just put on a little bit of money, so as you see, $2 a day, and we just run these all the time. And as you can see, this particular video has shown up 7,000 times, and we've had about 137 views come off that. But the thing is that we're not paying for impressions. We're actually paying for people who click on our video and view it and watch it for at least 30 seconds. Okay, so we're paying 6 cents for that. All right, so overall we've probably paid, about $7, about $7 for this one particular campaign, and that's over almost a month. All right, so I'm happy with that. It gets us more subscribers, gets our video more views, and just gets us more noticed and more recognized throughout throughout the marketing world and on YouTube.
So that's a good example, case study of what to do with discovery ads. I mean, that's what we primarily use them for. But as you can see, a few cents to get your videos watched can be a really cool way of growing your channel, growing your brand, more brand awareness play inside of the Google Ads platform. So guys, that wraps up all the campaign types that you can run inside of Google Ads. Make sure if you miss any of these, go back and have a look. We showed you the use cases, how to use them, what are the most profitable ways to use them. If you've got any value out of this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the button. It does help out the channel a little bit. And also stay tuned because we have heaps of cool content coming up just after this.